So there I was standing in the parking lot after blowing another sale completely. And when I mean completely blown, completely blown. I had followed the script word for word, the one your company gives you to follow, the one that they always swear up and down it works. But here's the thing, I didn't believe it would work. Even as the words were coming out of my mouth, I could feel how salesy they sounded, how fake, how forced. And apparently, so could the prospect. I sat in my car and thought, I just can't do this anymore. It was embarrassing. Maybe you know that feeling. You're on the phone reading from the script they gave you, and you can literally feel the prospect just checking out. You hear it in their voice, that shift, that wall going up, or worse, click, dial tone, hang up after hang up after hang up, and the face scripts. Oh my, those are even worse. You're standing there spouting features and benefits and literally watching the eyes of the prospect glaze over. And inside you're screaming, this isn't working. This isn't me. But you keep doing it because that's what you've been trained to do. That's what good salespeople do, right? Gatekeepers shut you down before you even get to the second sentence. Your cold emails, crickets. And every morning you sit down to make calls, there's this pit in your stomach because you just know it's going to be the same thing all over again. As I was sitting in that parking lot, I made a decision. I was either going to quit selling or I was going to actually figure out what works. So I stopped following their scripts. I stopped pitching. I stopped selling. And I started having conversations, not sales conversations, just conversations. You see, I realized something. Nobody wakes up hoping a salesperson's going to call. Nobody opens up their inbox hoping there's a sales pitch from someone they have no idea who they are. They have no idea who their company is. Nobody is looking for those. But people do look for others to talk about their problems, their challenges, what's working, what's not working. They look for people who will listen to them and help them come up with solutions. They just don't want to be sold. I spent months studying conversations, how real people actually talk to each other, how they connect, how they build trust. And I developed a system, a 5-point system that turns cold prospects into someone who wants to book a meeting. Not because you convinced them, not because you pitched them, but because you listened, because you connected, because you made them feel like they were someone they can trust. When I started selling that way, here's what happened. Gatekeepers started putting me through. Cold emails started getting responses, not responses like, I'm good, real responses. Prospects started saying to me, well, tell me more about that. Instead of, I'm all set. And deals, they started to close. And not because I got better at selling, but because I stopped selling altogether. See, the conventional wisdom in sales is to pitch, to overcome objections, to handle rejection, to always be closing. But that's exactly what's killing your numbers because people don't want to be pitched. They want to be understood. They don't want to overcome their objections. They want someone who actually listens to their concerns. See the difference? When you ditch the pitch, you just have a conversation, and then something magically occurs, and it's human nature. The prospect starts leaning in instead of pulling away. They start asking you questions. They book the next step because they want to, not because you manipulated them to. And suddenly, selling doesn't feel like selling anymore. It feels natural. It feels easy. It feels like you again. Now, I've taken everything I've learned about ditching the pitch and turning boring company scripts into real conversations, and I've packaged it into a coaching system. It's the exact 5-point framework I use to turn cold prospects into book meetings. No more sounding salesy on the phone. No more cold emails that get ignored. No more gatekeepers shutting you down. Just real conversations that create real connections that lead to real clients. I work with B2B sales reps who are where I was, frustrated, burnt out, following scripts that don't work, wondering if they're cut out for this. I hear that so much in coaching sessions. Am I really cut out for this? I show them how to transform those awful scripts into talking points that actually resonate, that actually work. So here's what I want to do for you. If you're tired of sounding like every other salesperson out there, if you're done with scripts that make you cringe, if you want to learn how to connect with prospects in a way that feels natural and actually books meetings, book a 90-minute coaching session with me. Right now, it's only $299. One session, 90 minutes. This is a reduced fee session, so take advantage of it. We'll take your current scripts, your current approach, and we'll transform them using my 5-point system. You'll walk away with talking points that sound like you, that create connection, that gets prospects to say yes to the next step. Now, here's the thing. If after our session you decide you want to move forward and continue to work together with one of my coaching practices, I'll refund that $299 initial coaching session. I'll do that for you. It'll come right off the price. And if you don't move forward, you'll still have a solid foundation. You'll learn the 5-point system. You'll have new talking points. You'll have what you need to start real conversations. Either way, you win. No pitch, no pressure, just a conversation about how to have better conversations. Sound fair? You can either scan the QR code at the top of the screen, or you can click the link below in the description area and in the first comment to book your session. Let's ditch the pitch together. I'll see you soon and stay savvy.